Yeah, this girl T Nasty, and I got another dope video for y'all, man. The top 10 WWE gimmicks that were given as punishments. Said before, I will react to any WWE video at SmackDown Friday. And I went away for like a week because I lost a lot of subscribers because of it. Because most of my subscribers, they here for that. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. And I lost a lot because of it. So, without further ado, going to get to the direction. And by the way, I am loading more card gameplay because I want to get back into gaming. So, and I missed out an opportunity to show y'all my Warzone win. I actually did pretty good, man. First time back, but I didn't record because I wasn't too confident in my ability. But you won't miss the second one. I can guarantee that. So without further ado, man, make sure you like and subscribe, leave us some comments. If you like this wrestling content, let you want to know if you want me to go back to what I used to do, which I don't know why I don't want to do that no more. I can do all this at the same time. I don't know why I don't do it. Don't mind me. If you're here for what I used to do, trust me, I'll get back to what I used to do as far as like the cop stuff and all the other stuff like that. 1v1s when it comes to the basketball TV, popular streamers, and the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna try to multitask, see what lands, you know what I'm saying? The wrestling content, it kind of cost me some subscribers because at the time I saw I was posting, but I'm gonna try to get back to posting everything on top of card, on top of wrestling. So without further ado, make sure you like and subscribe, leave us some comments. Let's go and get to this reaction.
10 WWE gimmicks that were given as a punishment. Number 10, Dusty Rhodes. A WWE signing Dusty Rhodes in the late 80s was a huge deal. Rhodes was without a doubt one of the biggest names in pro wrestling, and he was a household name that would have reignited the main event scene in WWE. And it was Vince McMahon who decided to assign Rhodes the gimmick of the common man who would wear cartoonish black and yellow polka dots. This was a baffling move, and it was theorized by fans as well as other wrestling personalities that McMahon didn't care that he had a name like Rhodes on his roster.
And that's my main problem with Vince, bro. He squashed a lot of people for for stupid reasons, bro. Braun Strowman ain't who he's supposed to be just because he botched that one spot. Kofi wasn't a real champion a long time ago, before the New Day, because of Randy Orton. It's just like stupid how he squashes people just because like a certain mistake. It's live, bro. Like you gotta give some grace to live performances, bro. You expect somebody to do something at a certain spot live. Can't punch him for that, bro. That's my biggest thing about this man, bro. Like Mickie James won tonight off a botch. Like Tiffany Stratton hit her with the moonsault. She actually hit her with it. She actually hit her. She actually hit her with the moonsault. Mickie tried to roll out, and Tiffany hit her like flush. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, she barely got it type thing. She actually hit a flush. And Mickie no shoulder and hit it with eat the feet. You know what I'm saying? Vince probably would have punished her for that. Mickie. You know what I'm saying?
All he wanted to do was humiliate him. According to Jim Ross on his podcast, he firmly believes that the gimmick was a rib. I think it was a rib. I have a hard time being able to defend that it wasn't. And I think Dusty was a key player with the competition, and without calling out the competition, without doing any billionaire Ted skits as we saw later on, I think it was a subtle way to throw a little shade on Dusty because he was a top babyface, the booker, and the owner's right-hand man. This backwards booking was highly detrimental to Rhodes' success in WWE, and it was yet another example of McMahon putting his own malicious motives at the forefront. Number 9, Perry Saturn. Now, upon going off on jobber Mike Bell during the WWE Jack match in 2000, WWE decided to punish Perry Saturn by giving him an embarrassing gimmick. This gimmick was likely designed not to just humiliate the former European champion, but to also make Saturn an afterthought in the eyes of the fans. Following receiving head trauma during the match with the APA, Saturn began to act incredibly different. He'd become more eccentric and he'd fall in love with a mop known as Moppy. Whilst it sounds totally ridiculous, it somehow managed to get Saturn over, as the fans loved how ridiculous the whole character was. Whilst intended to fail due to the positive fan reception, WWE had no choice but to give Saturn a mini push, and he even received a pay-per-view match at the 2001 Unforgiven pay-per-view against Raven. Number 8, R-Truth. R-Truth is prone to excelling in any gimmick WWE gives him, and in 2011, when R-Truth decided to smoke during an episode of Raw in the UK, Vince McMahon decided to give him a new gimmick that would act as a punishment. The new gimmick would see R-Truth having an imaginary friend known as Little Jimmy. In typical Truth fashion, although the gimmick was designed to flop and humiliate him, it did the complete opposite. Truth made it work, and it managed to enhance his already riveting heel persona. This was simply a testament to Truth's abilities, and there's a reason that Truth has been cemented in the main role on TV since 2008. Number 7, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. WrestleMania 3 saw Ricky Steamboat steal the show alongside Randy Savage, yet despite Steamboat walking out of the match as new Intercontinental Champion, his reign would be short-lived. Steamboat would ask for time off to be with his newborn child, and in typical Vince McMahon fashion, he held this against Steamboat for the rest of his career. McMahon wanted the Intercontinental Champion that could tour, so he decided to have him drop the title to the Honky Tonk Man. When Steamboat returned, he was treated much differently by McMahon, and when he had another run in the company in 1991, he was simply referred to as The Dragon, and WWE would bizarrely act as if The Dragon was this new character that fans had never seen before. The Dragon gimmick was without a doubt a direct punishment, although WWE executives such as Bruce Pritchard like to claim that the gimmick was designed to reintroduce the fans to Steamboat, but this is clearly utter nonsense. A guy like Ricky Steamboat didn't need a gimmick like this. Number 6, Mickie James. Revolving a wrestling character around their weight is never a good idea, and in 2009, WWE came up with the insane idea of branding Mickie James as Piggy James. The angle featured the villainous duo of LayCool poking fun at James's weight, and despite the fan reception to the angle being extremely low, WWE persisted with the angle for months. It's widely believed that the character acted as a direct punishment for James and John Cena's relationship coming to an end, and this was just incredibly petty behavior from WWE management. According to James during an interview on the Ring the Bella podcast, the storyline was an extremely hard storyline to deliver. It was hard at the moment, and I think it was hard for everyone in order to do it. There would be times like, oh, I think this might be a little too far, but I will say the end goal was to get Michelle and Layla over as monster heels and as big heels, and I think I was very successful in that retrospect. I think that for that generation of people, especially now with speaking out and anti-bullying, it's given people the power of their voice because words are so powerful. Extra criticism was directed towards WWE as they were running the Be A Star anti-bullying campaign at the time, and it was seen by many as total hypocrisy. Number 5, D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown was one of the most underrated stars of the Attitude Era, yet as the era went on, he was moved dramatically down the card. By mid-2000, WWE had no interest in featuring Brown in major roles on TV, and despite this, they decided to give Brown a new gimmick.
You know my thing about how Vince thinking acts, bro? Like, he literally shone every superstar, even though he was very great in the ring, very good on the mic. He treated him different when he was out of shape. Like Mick Foley, he took any crazy bump you want. He put on great matches. He was great on the mic. But you seen what Mick looked like, right? He always tried to create like the next best thing when it comes to these bodybuilders and stuff. Like, just because you're a bodybuilder doesn't mean you can wrestle. You know what I'm saying? You look great, and you look like you whoop anybody you could. But just because you're a bodybuilder doesn't mean you can, like, just great at wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I hated about Vince. Trying to push these bodybuilders as wrestlers. They couldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Best workers was the Mick Foley and the Undertakers. And even though Undertaker was in shape, Shawn Michaels undersized, then you got like there was so many people, like even John Cena. John Cena held his own, but even he was a trash like wrestler. You know what I'm saying? So he loved a bodybuilder type, bro. That way, if I was a wrestler, I definitely got in the gym. That's why I understand why, like you popping nip-ins and like overweight people. I don't understand why you get in the gym. You have no excuse not. I seen the Sheamus video with Jade Cargill. He'll put the work in. Like, put the work in, bro. Like, you here to sell us something, bro. And it's hard to sell, like, some, like, you know what I'm saying, not a shape person You beat this dude who looks like like you Bill Goldberg's and you John Cena's. Like, you can't sell me on that, bro. It's hard to sell me like you beating Braun Strowman when you don't look the part. Even bro. I mean, Braun Strowman did. Not Braun Strowman, but what's his name? He just got hurt. I forget his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The Samoan guy from Australia.
Gimmick which completely annihilated his credibility, and the gimmick was so atrocious that it destroyed any chance that Brown had to move back up the card. That gimmick in question would see Brown join forces with Chaz in a tag team known as Lowdown. The tag team was the definition of mid, and they even had Tiger Ali Singh joining the team to become their manager. The tag team would come down in a Punjabi-like attire and Sikh turbans, and the motives behind Brown's gimmick change were never really fully explored on television. Unfortunately, Brown classes the gimmick as the lowest point of his career, which is completely understandable. Number 4, Shelton Benjamin. In late 2005, a report surfaced online that Shelton Benjamin had backstage heat. An extract from the initial 2005 report from WrestleZone reads, one source within WWE says that Shelton Benjamin's string of losses over the past few months was punishment for behavior directed at a veteran road agent. The Torch newsletter described the behavior as a blatant negative and disrespectful attitude shown toward at least one veteran road agent. In a move that clearly wasn't a coincidence, just a matter of weeks after this report surfaced, Benjamin was giving a new gimmick where his momma would become an on-air character. This gimmick was comedic in nature, and it didn't exactly make Benjamin look great during the early stages. And in a weird twist of fate, the gimmick managed to get over as Benjamin and the momma character connected to the fans, and it actually managed to enhance the matches of Benjamin, as there was now no more sports entertainment elements to his presentation. Benjamin would even receive a substantial push with the gimmick, which culminated him in winning the Intercontinental title from Ric Flair on Raw in early 2006. Number 3, Mark Henry. Now, over the years, there have been endless gimmicks that have been placed on TV to make Vince McMahon laugh. This was no doubt the case when Mark Henry debuted his sexual chocolate persona in 1999. According to Henry, McMahon found the gimmick utterly hilarious, and on paper, the gimmick should have flopped, but Henry put his life and soul into the character. The gimmick was outlandish in nature, and it went beyond Henry being a ladies' man, as he would start a romance with Mae Young, and the two would even have a baby hand together. Now, there have been prominent rumors for years that WWE would often give Henry gimmicks with the intention of making him quit. However, this evidently didn't work. It's worth noting that Henry, as well as top WWE names, have denied that this was the WWE's intention, but it's an interesting rumor to say the very least. Number 2, Brodus Clay. But during vignettes promoting Brodus Clay's return to television, it seemed like Clay was going to be given a monster push with his serious legitimate character. However, when Clay debuted on TV with a dancing gimmick, fans were collectively speechless. Clay would now be known as the Funkasaurus, and this character descended from Planet Funk on a mission to move booties and mash bodies. The issue with the gimmick was that it had a short shelf life. Dancing gimmicks can only get wrestlers so far, and this was the case here. With that being said, WWE committed a ton of resources to the character, and they even gave the Planet Funk resident a big segment at WrestleMania 28. Speaking to Robbie E., the former WWE star stated that Triple H wanted him to be the next big top heel in WWE, but it was McMahon who wanted him to be a comedic character. Triple H had me ready to be his next big heel. He had no desire to do the Funkasaurus thing. The old man Vince McMahon thought I was funny, and somehow being funny in the locker room equates to dancing in the ring. Was I disappointed? I knew Funkasaurus wasn't winning the World Championship, but I knew Brodus Clay could have. I knew that my role wasn't going to be the guy that got the party started or kept him in the seats like Junkyard Dog or even Dusty Rhodes himself, which he claimed I was being punished for his sins. It was always one of my favorite lines, because you're mine, you're being punished for my sins. And the gimmick would last around 15 months before it began to get stale, and WWE were forced to abandon the gimmick and go in a completely different direction with him. And number 1, Diamond Dallas Page. When WWE brought in DDP in 2001, the belief of the fans was that DDP would be delivering a WWE version of his widely celebrated WCW persona. DDP was insanely over with the WCW fans, and it would have easily been a top babyface in WWE if they allowed him to portray a similar version.
Not gonna lie, Diamond Dallas Page was my favorite WCW wrestler at that time, bro. When you had like the Goldbergs and Sting was around, and you had NWO and all the other stuff like that, Booker and all that. Diamond Dallas Page was my favorite wrestler at WCW. Like he rivaled to me, like he was probably like third to like the Rock and Stone Cold to me, bro. To me. I don't know how y'all have him in y'all top 3 or top 5 or top 10 or whatever, but Diamond Dallas Page was that dude, bro. And one of the reasons why I think Randy Orton is so popular, bro, because the cutter is like an amazing move, I think. And when it's delivered in a way, I think it's like RKO, the Diamond Cutter, then the 3D, bro. Top 3 to me, bro. And 3D is probably it's hard to put the 3D over Diamond Dallas Page because I think he's the one I seen do it beginning. So it's hard to put the 3D looked better. Oh, damn, it's hard to say. I don't think so because the Page has some nice cutters, bro. But anyways, like Diamond Dallas Page was that dude for me, bro. And he was older. That's crazy.
Into the character that was present on WCW television. Unfortunately, WWE had other ideas, as they decided to debut DDP as a villainous stalker. You begin to stalk The Undertaker's wife, and this gimmick was destined to crash and burn, as nobody wanted to see DDP in such a sinister and chilling role. Could this gimmick have worked if it had been a different wrestler? Well, possibly, but the nature of the gimmick is hard to develop, as it's basically a dead-end character that's hard to recover from. DDP struggled greatly when the feud with The Undertaker came to an end, and his subsequent gimmick struggled to take off, as his stock had dropped to such an all-time low that the fans now saw him as a lower-card talent. According to DDP during an interview with Inside the Ropes, accepting the gimmick was both the worst and best thing he ever did in his career. When I tell you it was the worst decision I made and the best decision I ever made in my life, I don't say anything. What I should have said was, it's a great idea for someone else. When you want to do the People's Champion versus the People's Champion, call me. If I walk out there, get in an elevator, I'm not going to make it to the airport. You would have called me back and brought me right back in. I didn't do that. Why is this the best decision? Why was it the best decision? It made me a much smarter businessman. Whilst the gimmick was indeed atrocious, it ultimately didn't hinder DDP's legacy, as the majority of fans were able to see that the gimmick was down to a bad creative direction rather than the efforts of DDP himself.
Definitely.
But there you have it, folks. 10 WWE gimmicks that were
DDP should have a great run at WWE, bro. But Vince is the problem, bro. Honestly, bro. I don't know how WWE survived because Vince screwed a lot of dudes, bro. He pushed. Luckily, he had like great superstars that carried, bro. But like, he could have had a better product, bro. He had like stupid agendas. It's weird, bro. Like, it's it's one of the reasons why I'm glad Sting didn't come over, bro. Oh man, you could just imagine a great matches from Sting, Undertaker, Sting, and whoever, bro. Like, you can just imagine. I'm glad Sting didn't come over because I feel like Sting would have got the same treatment. They tried to do the Booker T with the grocery store thing, but King Booker was amazing. So Booker T, he survived it. He did his thing when it came to WWE, bro. He made it better than what it was supposed to be because I think Booker T was going to get squashed too. Like, because if you look at that whole Superstore market fight with him and Stone Cold, Booker T got his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So, Vince, he did great things for the W. He did great things for the W, bro. Great things, like great storylines. He put a lot of people in like good positions, but like the mid card people suffered, bro. Like the bottom feeder people suffered, bro. Like even though you had like some diamonds, bro, you kind of ruined them, bro. Just because like they did something that you didn't like, and you kind of like put us to the bottom, but try to embarrass them. Like it's a lot of wrestlers in the Vince McMahon area though that suffered because of Vince. Like he made a lot of great wrestlers, but he ruined a lot of them too. You know what I'm saying? So I like to see what Triple H is doing right now. I like to see him pushing Michin. I like to see him pushing like certain wrestlers, bro, like Ludwig Kaiser. You know what I'm saying? Like Ludwig Kaiser's main event with Sheamus and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to see stuff like that, bro. I like what Triple H is doing, bro. Everybody's eating. Everybody's eating, bro. I like to see that. So, you know what I'm saying? Vince era was like, Vince had his main stars. You know what I'm saying? It's one or two or three guys that he was pushing. And then Triple H has everybody eating. Like, Chelsea Green just beat Bailey. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to see that, bro. I like to see that. And it's Chelsea beat it clean. That's the crazy part. She beat it clean. Well, maybe a little interference with Piper Niven. But she beat it clean, basically. So I like to see that from Triple H. But sorry for making a video longer than what it was supposed to be. But it's your boy T Nasty. I like your boy, and I'm out.